Floating or Sinking by Julie Lundgren. A natural force. A leaf floats on water. A pebble sinks in water. Why do some things float? Why do other things sink? Big icebergs float in the sea. Cereal floats in milk. An object placed in water makes a place for itself by moving some of the water away. When the amount of water moved equals the upward force of the water, the object floats. An object's ability to float is called buoyancy. Things with good buoyancy float easily. And here's an experiment for you to try later. Fill a sink with water. Place a balloon or ball in the water. Note that it floats. Try pushing it to the bottom of the sink. Can you feel the upward force of the water pushing back on your hand? Now let go. The balloon or ball will shoot up and float again. Density and floating. Density describes how heavy or light something is for its size. Objects that are light for their size float more easily. These things have low density. Rubber duck versus a real duck. Objects that contain air are light for their size. A rubber duck has air in its inside. A real duck has air inside too, in its lungs, bones and feathers. Both ducks float. Objects that are heavy for their size sink. They have higher density. The rocks in the fishbowl are small but heavy for their size. Things that are the same size can have different densities. Objects made of tightly packed materials are denser than objects made of loosely packed material. The milk containers are the same size, but the empty container is lighter than the full one and has lower density. Predictorama. Predict if these objects will float or sink. Shape and floating. Do heavy things always sink? Do light things always float? A metal fork sinks. Many ships are made of metal, yet they float. Take a closer look at the fork and the ship. A fork has no way to trap air. The metal forming a ship acts like a cup to hold air. The shape and size of a material can affect its ability to float. Lots of air fits inside a cargo ship. Predictorama. How many pennies can we put in an aluminium foil boat before it sinks? What happens as we add more coins? And this is an experiment that you can try later. What did you learn? Name some things with good buoyancy. Why do you think ice floats in water? Which has higher density, a balloon filled with air or a water balloon?